The Epiphone Pro-1 VS. The classic model. Listen to the intonation on that screech. Just feel it in your soul, man. Just wow. Just
What kind of wood you got on that thing?
This is actually Brazilian walnut. The Amazonians, the Incans, actually floated these down the Amazon River all the way up several miles of the river to go between tribes. And some of these babies fell off in the log run, just floated, just sediment in the bottom of the river, really dug in there. Several feet of mud. But then these guys come hundreds of years later in the modern day, right? And they just float over there, scuba on down. These guys are the men of the river. They just scuba on down, scan the ocean floor, their surroundings. You don't know what's down there, it's a river. Might have like a fucking, you got sharp rocks in there. You don't want to scrape yourself on a rock. That's kind of dangerous. And they find these logs. In the bottom, they latch them, you ship them up. That's like the balloon things, the parachute things. That's the balloons inflating to float the log, and then they float the log, shoots downriver, they take it off at a certain point, they just lash it to the side, throw the ropes in, pull it in. Then it's like a several year process of cutting it, aging it, drying it. And then you get here, a classic Epiphone. Look at these tuning pegs. These are a real favorite for me. It's just made of this like filmy plastic. Like I think it helps me because it makes me just not want to touch them. It's slimy. It's like if someone, it's just like, ugh. It's just, you feel it, you're just like walking by and you're like, oh, I gotta tune my guitar. It's just like someone went in a bag, like in a deep fryer McDonald's, and just went like that, like just splashed like a little bit on their hand, not a lot, just like a fair amount, just to like, slime it up, and then they just fucking grimed over the tuning peg. So it's just like, they're so terrible, but appearance-wise, I would say like a 7 out of 10. It's pretty approachable. Really just like beautiful. It looks like a cheap like glow-in-the-dark Halloween toy that you would like get in your goodie bag. Maybe a case of bubbles, Halloween bubbles. But just terrible, really overall. I love the little dovetail on top here. This is a real spot for me. Kind of looks like the top of someone's head. And then these strings, just listen to that. Oh, just, wow.
That neck, right? It's all in the neck.
Look at this, all maple, all sunk Alaskan bullfrog wood. This is beautiful. Look at the dark finish on this. Just you can see the casing of the bullfrog worm. Look at this. You can see this. See these lines? These are all rings of a tree. These are annular rings in a tree. Every annular rings means 1 year, right? So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. 12. There's a lot of years. There's a lot of years on this guitar. It's old. Old things, personally, I don't like them too much. They kind of smell. I don't want old objects when I could have new objects. Why make things smell and that just are generally gross when you could have things that are sick and not gross and fresh and made of plastic? Like, who doesn't love a nice, just like a nice plastic, just like a fresh, like a water bottle maybe, or like maybe a record. You could always become a police officer. That's what I like to tell people. If you're a coward, if you're weak, you have no like last resort, and you dislike minorities, you should become a police officer. That's just like a solid end route for these people. It's just where you belong.